future. Got the clock tower right over there.
Welcome to the Courthouse Square. These sets were used to create Hill Valley in the Back to the Future films.
And they represented multiple time periods, 1985, 1955, and the far, far distant future, 2015. To this day, this is one of the most popular sets on the Universal Studio Tour.
We had a lot of fun making those films here on the lot. I wonder what it would be like to go back to those days. If only we had a time machine.
Hey everybody, do you think we can get this tram up to 88 miles per hour? See you in the future.
So you may be thinking, I don't know, that looks different than the clock tower did in Back to the Future, Moose. You'd be correct. That has an extra facade in front of the existing clock tower facade because, as you can imagine, the clock tower became so recognizable from Back to the Future that other productions weren't able to film out here. So the City Hall facade was put in by Jennifer Love Hewitt's Ghost Whisperer, just so that, again, other productions can come out here and we don't have the audience being pulled out of the story because they're like, wait a second, that's Hill Valley. This area was also used in that Ted prequel. This was 1993's Boston, where Ted goes to school. On the right-hand side, this white building was painted to be like orange and pink. It was a Dunkin' Donuts. The area has also been Kingston Falls for the Gremlins. It's called Courthouse Square because it was used in To Kill a Mockingbird starring Gregory Peck. That City Hall facade was the courthouse that Atticus Finch goes up into. It was also used as Rutherford Falls in our NBC show Rutherford Falls starring Ed Helms. But we're making a turn onto New York Street now. It's a very long section of our back lot. If you look front and behind us, you'll notice that the road curves. It angles on either end. That's to give the illusion that the road goes on forever, right? And this is a fun one I don't always get to point out, but since we're paused right here, look over to your left-hand side. You'll see this theater with the green marquee. I know my girl Taylor Swift just dropped a double album on us, so for all my Swifties on board, this theater is where she filmed her Wildest Dreams music video. So make sure you snag a picture of that while we're over here. This area has also been used in the epic battle finale scene for Michael Bay's Transformers. If you remember when Shia LaBeouf is running down the street with the Allspark, there are buildings exploding all around him. That's right here on New York Street as well. Also been used as Gotham City, everyone's favorite Batman film, right? Batman and Robin, starring George Clooney as Batman.
Why'd you laugh?
This is when Arnold Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze. He's freezing Gotham City. We did that by wrapping some plastic on our facades here. But this area was also home to a studio tour classic. So here's one of the stars of Universal's 2005 version of King Kong, Jack Black, to tell you more about it.
And self-action. Did you know the Metro sets were once the home to Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original studio tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the tram. So close you could feel his hot banana breath. Is that it? I believe that's my last line, and then the tram moves on to the next thing.
Yeah, sorry, Jack. We gotta move on into Skull Island. I've got director Peter Jackson here to tell us about this adventure.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up on the edge. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along the line.
Oh, right. Thank you, Mr. Peter Jackson. I do want to remind everybody, please make sure you are staying seated. Keep your arms and legs inside of the vehicle. Go ahead and put on those 3D glasses and make sure you are holding on to everything, because are going to Skull Island. Make sure you're holding on to those DD boxes. We'll email them over on the screen. How are we doing, everybody? I'm so glad we survived that together. We're closer now because of it. Got an epic battle. That's one of the world's largest 3D screens. We're talking 40 feet tall. Avatar the way of water. Now coming up on your right hand side, I want you to get your cameras ready for some more studio tour history. Because we'll have a long train and look at bridge. The trains used to cross, the hydraulic support units in the ceiling, and the bridge would seem to collapse. The rubber train was originally located in our western sets. It used to bridge around the tram and come to a screeching halt until the retired effects made for the studio tour 50 years ago. So you can see those over on your right-hand side. But I've got some more Universal family to show you right here.
Studio tour has changed over the years. Each generation has its favorite moments and memories, whether it's cross-ride or
One thing that hasn't changed has been families sharing this one-of-a-kind behind-the-scenes adventure together.
How about picture cards?
That would be great.
There you go.
Picture card? What is that? Well, it's any vehicle that appears on screen. It could be a plane, train, boat, or automobile. We've got quite the picture card collection here to point out for you. So make sure you got your cameras out. Look over to the left-hand side. We are going to talk about some of these different vehicles that appear on screen.